these worms, these creatures that can like crawl into you and turn you into the grim, zombie-esque,
They're like
death.
hive mind zombies,
Yeah.
right? Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy. For nerds, by nerds, I'm Nerdarcus Dave.
And I'm Nerdarcus Ted. So today we're talking about Into the Würm Hole Vast Grimm RPG from our own table. Let's get into it.
First of all, Into the Würm Hole is a game we're currently running over on the channel. We're doing live streams of it, live plays of it. The intent is to do, I believe we're doing 12 sessions of it. We have the creator, Brian Colin, involved in the stream and the game. And as well as Sonic Knight, Carlos Rivero is our GM and running the game for us. We are 2 sessions deep into the game as of us recording this. And, we're having a lot of fun with it. So, what can we tell people about Into the Würm Hole?
All right, well, I think we need to rewind first. First and foremost, Vast Grimm is a sci-fi RPG, which is a hack of Morkborg written by Brian Colin, great friend of the channel. Morkborg and Vast Grimm are both a game where doom is already approaching, whether it be the world, whether it be the universe. So you play a game where you tend to be just survivors. You're looking to just keep alive, keep afloat, keep moving for yet another day. In our particular game, rewinding to your question, we're actually taking...
Well, real quick, I would say if you go to the card up here, you can find Nerdarchy plays other RPGs of Vast Grimm. So if you want more information about the specific game, because now we're just going to get into the gameplay and what's going on at our table.
But if we rewind to answer your question, what can we talk about with Würm Hole? We are rewinding the timeline. In Vast Grimm, we have these worms, these creatures that can like crawl into you and turn you into the grim, zombie-esque,
They're like
death.
hive mind zombies,
Yeah.
right? They're not true zombies because I think Vast Grimm actually has its own version of an astro zombie.
Right.
But they're more like a hive mind collective that once you turn to the grim, once you get infected by a worm and you succumb, you become the grim, and it's basically like we are Legion, we are the grim,
Right.
which is weird because
The adventurers are called your Legion.
yeah,
So.
and that term comes from the fact that in the early wars against the worms and the grim, they were called legions, and so it's kind of like a fragment of what's left over. Because when the game happens, it's like, oh, everything is already gone to hell, everything's gone to shit. There isn't any really good guys left. Everyone's just fighting for survival. But like you said, we're rewinding to when the worms are just first discovered.
So we are playing a game where we exist in a normal universe. The universe has not gone to pot. We have not discovered the worms and what have you as of session 1. I'm not going to give any particular spoilers just yet, but if you are not following along and you want to hear, the things in detail, then you might want to, pause this video, go watch what we've done so far, and come on back after the fact. But now there are spoilers. In the game, we are going to discover or have discovered, these worms that have affected individuals. And it's a situation where it is entirely possible that our characters are the ones that are going to be responsible for the distribution of the end of the universe, the Grimm.
Yeah, so we start off working for a corporation. What is it?
Galactic Research Institute for Mysterious Materials.
Yes.
So it's Grimm.
Grimm, right?
Grimm.
My character is called basically there's like character classes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing Lefty Lawson. He is a Manchine. Manchines are basically cyborgs, and basically I worked for this this corporation. I got gravely injured in a mining accident, so Dr. Frankenstone cobbled me back together with a bunch of mining equipment. But unfortunately, the corporation Grimm that we work for is like, we spent a lot of money and resources in saving your life, so you actually have a balance sheet and you owe us. So my character is kind of an indentured servant.
You have to work off your debt, and unfortunately, through doing things, any medical equipment or any medical costs in your endeavor get added to your bill. So you are almost always accruing more debt than you are actually taking off.
Yes.
And
then we have an emo bot, Mara, that is kind of in the same circumstances. They're like, well, we made you, and you're sentient, so we can't own people. That would be wrong. But it was really expensive to make you, so you just have to work that off, and then you're free to go on your way.
So Mara and Lefty, they have this whole thing where they you know, they have this camaraderie over this indentured servitude
about
nonsense.
hating our overlords, our corporate overlords.
Which is amusing because I, on the other hand, a completely, you know, I don't want to say normal human because my character is certainly more left of center. I am playing Flask. He's a twisted biochemist, and he wholeheartedly works for this Grimm organization. I have certainly scarred and marred myself a number of times through my own experimentation. And because the organization is looking for mysterious materials, anytime I'm like on site, you know, if there's something that I'm unfamiliar with, all right, well, I have to take a sample of it. So I've got a whole bunch of empty, well, flasks that I can then, you know, put stuff in. And as we're exploring this, you know, weird planet and people are blowing their heads off, it's like, oh, well, I need to take a sample of that. I need to take a sample of that. And while Ted's normal process for characters is like, I need to be concerned with, you know, saving my own ass. This I think is the first game that's a campaign where I am like completely bought into any move I am making. It could very well possibly be, this could be the end of my character, could be the end of our legion, it could be, you know, the end of the universe, but I am here for it. My character...
Because your character's kind of unstable, so they're not really... They're more concerned with their research than the self-preservation. Now, as a twisted biochemist, like, your special ability is to create these mixtures that you can inject with people throughout the day. Every day you get to make new ones. My character's thing is being part mechanical, and I can actually tie into machines, specifically starships, which makes me better at piloting them. But since it's based on die rolls, I suck at rolling dice. Not so great. And then Mara is Emobot, which means the robotics, so they have, you know, basically machine type abilities. I'm not sure what their suite of abilities are.
But we also have, you know, Buckaroo, who's, you know, pure bot. I don't know what...
He's a offshoot from the Emobot. It's like an expansion that came out for Vazgrim, but he's also a clown. Basically, he's a clown on tank treads and a robot, and he fights using... his special ability is to make clown animals that do specific things. It's not really too far off from what the Twisted Biochemist does, but instead of using things to be injected into your allies or enemies, they're making...
The enemies worse?
Well, I'm not sure if all their abilities, if they have, are Banes and they might have some buffs, but it all involves using balloon animals, and that's Buckaroo. And then finally we have Skylar.
Skylar, who is a technomaniac. Yeah. So it's another one where there's like, you know, not quite cyborg, but, you know, in between a cyborg and a human.
They use a lot of technological interfaces. Like, they explain things as nanobots.
I was pretty sure like one of their arms was entirely cybernetic.
It's a gauntlet.
Oh, is it a gauntlet? Okay.
Yeah.
We've only had 2 sessions and, you know, what have you, so we're still learning, you know, our characters and abilities, and truth be told, we haven't had a whole ton of combat, so some things has just been some awesome role-playing and definitely some exposition and learning what's going on in the world.
Yeah, a lot of it's learning with the world. We've all played Vazgrim before, so we have an understanding of the game. It's a D20 system. It's basically OSR D&D, so it's very easy. It's very non-complicated. The sessions we're running are about 2 hours long, so if you wanted to go check that out, you could, explore the world that Carlos is creating for us alongside of us. It's a lot of fun. We're enjoying it. Maybe we'll do some more updates about the gameplay and where things have gone with our characters, or at least the very end. We'll talk about the end of the campaign.
Who survived and who hasn't. Because, you know, as we know, this is a very brutal-esque game. I've already got 2 backup characters, you know, prepped and ready to go. And, you know, if you follow along with our online games, you know that we tend to do character art thanks to, you know, the wonderful Stephen Partridge, who does our art for that. And he's already got art for my, you know, my first backup character. So it's...
You're the only one that has done that homework, I think.
Well, you know, I try to, you know, whatever. It is what it is. But I got my backup character ready because I really do not think Flask is going to make it. So we'll see what happens.
You never know. So if you have any comments about this topic or any other topic, feel free to leave them down in the description below. Let us know what you think. Share with the Nerdarchy community.
While you're down there, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all those things that make the YouTube happy.
Remember, we drop regular videos here on the channel, so come on back.
So until next time,
stay nerdy.